Hi, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm going to be doing a Dark Academia home only using the Life and Death expansion pack for this build. This home is built in the world that came with the Life and Death expansion pack. And first we're going to be starting off in the living room. This is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. Technically it's a 3-bath home, but the third bathroom doesn't have a bath. So we're just going to be adding a rocking chair and going to be adding this rug. I use this rug a few different times throughout the house, and I feel like the Life and Death expansion pack does have a good variety of like living room furniture, kitchen. Obviously the kitchen is really cute, and so we are just going to be adding some side tables. This is a home that was like originally like a base game starter home, like base game as in like you're just like starting to play The Sims, you're on like a new save, and I wanted to like elevate this home a little bit, so I bulldozed a lot, and instead of a 1-bedroom home I made it 2 bedrooms. I was thinking maybe the Sim family has grown to needing an extra room, or maybe you just want to start playing The Sims with 2 Sims and maybe not 1 Sim. So we're just now going to be adding a little like drop zone area. I know Victorian homes or like Dark Academia homes kind of have more of like a formal entryway. I was trying to go for more of a cute little tiny Victorian Dark Academia home for this build, and it's definitely not tiny. It has a lot of extra features like a library and a greenhouse, and you'll see the greenhouse in a moment. But first, we're just going to be focusing on the lighting of the build, and now we're going to be adding a little bit of a gallery wall. I have a few gallery walls in this build, and I don't know why I just love doing gallery wall builds, or not gallery wall builds. I like making gallery collages in my builds, so I hope you can appreciate that too, because you can see that a few times throughout this space. And now we're going to be adding some items into the greenhouse. So this is right off of the living room. And I wanted to keep this area kind of simple because it is the main access point to the backyard, and so I didn't want to have it be like overly cluttered and then your Sims wouldn't be able to get to the backyard. There is a gate on the side of the house, so if you do want to like more decorate this space, you totally can. I did add aprons into this space, which I know it's kind of more of a kitchen item, but I wanted to add it to like kind of like protect the Sims clothing. I was thinking that like they were out here a lot because it is like a greenhouse attached to their main house, and so I was thinking like they want to like protect their clothing, and so we're just going to be using some items from the Blossoming Bloom kit, I'm pretty sure it is. It's one of the first kits that like came out when the Sims 4 started doing kits, and it just has a lot of plants. So that's mostly all of the Blossoming Bloom kit items are in that greenhouse room, but I did want to like put the hanging plant in this room and then have a little plant in the fireplace or on the fireplace. But now we are in the library slash hobby room slash office, so we are just going to be adding some bookshelves and going to be adding a desk by the windows to kind of have a little bit more of a skill building items, and computers are very useful in The Sims. And I do kind of wish the Life and Death pack had another like typewriter computer, kind of like how the Cottage Living pack has a typewriter computer. I feel like this would be another good pack to have another old-timey computer, but I just use this kind of more modern computer, but it definitely looks more high-end, and so it's kind of nice. When it looks high-end, you assume that it like works quickly, so we're just going to be adding some curtains. I went with gray curtains to kind of match the bookshelves and to go with the curtains in the main entry point living room area. So we're just going to be adding a chess table, and I do add a cute little art easel by the window. This is from the new event pass that's going on right now. I don't know like the actual name, but it's a like battle pass that you just have to like do a few things and then talk to a sim, and then you get these new items in your game. And I really like how this year or this time around they're doing it where it's like you can hop from save to save and your progress is still the same. I feel like they've done other battle passes where it's just like, oh, it's just this one save that the Sims, you can only use the items from this save that you played in. So we are just going to be working on the kitchen now, and we're going to be using the beautiful kitchen set that came with the Life and Death expansion pack. And I do change the color of the kitchen to be more of a dark, moody. I feel like the countertops were kind of clashing with the tiles since they're both gray, and so I wanted to do a dark academy home, but I didn't want it to be like black on black. I was trying to like be really hard on myself about like not having a very dark space, and so I do have like dark features, but it's not like all like really dark and moody, but it does have those tones. And so since this kitchen didn't have any other like dark black features, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna allow myself to use these dark cabinets in the space. So we're just gonna be adding some security features, even though it's not really like accurate to the style. It does keep your Sims safe. So we're just going to be adding some decorations onto the counters, and I would like to remind you before placing this home down to use baby.move objects. It's a cheat that allows me to place items more freely, but if you don't place down the cheat before you place down the home, some of these items may disappear. They will just end up in your Sims inventory, but then you might be like, wait, where does this random like stack of books go? So I'm just going to be adding a few more little details and going to be kind of working more on the drop zone area by the front entryway in the living room space, and we're just going to be working now back in the kitchen, just doing a little bit more rearranging in the space before we head to the powder bathroom off of the kitchen on the first floor. So there's one bathroom down here, and then there's two bathrooms on the second level of the home. And this bathroom's pretty simple. It just has all of the like normal things like towels, toilet paper. I do have a little garbage can in here, and actually now I'm double checking myself. Like, wait, did I add a garbage can into? No, I did. It's that little barrel garbage can. And so we are just going to be doing a little bit of rearranging, and soon you're going to be heading upstairs to the second level where all of the bedrooms are. And I first wanted to start off with like this like landing space, kind of have like a hallway area, and I would consider that like the bedrooms are kind of like a split floor plan where like you have to go left to get to the primary bedroom, and you have to go right to get to the secondary bedroom. And I wasn't really sure, I didn't really have like a storyline for the Sims that would live here, if they're like siblings or if they're like parents and then the child slash teen is in the secondary bedroom. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any like ideas of the family situation that could be in this home. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. These things really do help my channel grow. And if you enjoy watching these videos and want an easy way to share the videos, you can hit the like button, and then in the algorithm of YouTube will share my videos to more people. So we're just going to be now working in the secondary bedroom, which I was kind of imagining would be more for a teen. I do have this little alcove for like a closet space, and I do keep the arches. I kind of was attached to this like arch looking style, and so I'm just going to be adding some curtains to kind of like separate this space without like completely being able to like not use the space. So we're just going to be adding this pretty green bed in the room, and I kind of feel like this sim is the reason why they have the greenhouse, is because they're a plant living sim from the bedding I chose, which is obviously something you can change if you want to, if it doesn't fit your sim's narrative. So in the corner, I do add a desk to the room, so that's kind of why I was imagining this to be more of a space for a teen, so they can have like a homework study spot. But I know when you tell your Sims to do homework, they do it in the most randomest places. So I still wanted to add this cute little study area. I didn't really know what else to put in this corner, and I feel like having the desk at an angle to kind of help with the space that I could use. So we're just going to be adding some books onto the desk, and going to be adding a little laundry hamper in the closet. I really do like how this bedroom turned out with the little art collage. Yeah, and I feel like I'm like, oh, there really is a lot of like dark academia artwork in this game. I feel like whenever I try to do like dark academia homes, or just like kind of more like vintage looking homes, I always struggle with the art, because like I feel like there's like so few like art pieces that like are in that this like old-timey time period. But I feel like I did pretty well with this house, and I was surprised that like I didn't really reused too many pictures. I don't think I used, maybe used like one or two pictures in this space, but let's just say that like those pictures are just like placeholders for you to put like your own pictures of your Sims. So we're just going to be now working on the primary suite, and this is a very large space, and so I decided to give them a walk-in closet to their primary bathroom. So we're just going to be finding these base game clothing hanging racks. I don't think they actually work as like closet storage, but I do have like lower storage that's like actually a dresser for your Sims. But I feel like having this closet space helped the room not feel so large and like a giant rectangle. It kind of like makes a hallway into like the bedroom area, which I kind of thought was nice to have like a like kind of a more cozy bedroom in this home. So we're just going to be adding a mirror and going in to the primary bathroom, and it's a pretty simple standard bathroom. It has a separate shower and a separate tub. It has the toilet in a private room, and the sink is by the windows. So I forgot to mention this earlier, but I forgot to record myself decorating the balcony off of the second level, and so final version is decorated. It's a very simple space. I added a few more flower planting pots out there, and so we're just going to be adding curtains into the bathrooms, and I wanted to keep it cohesive, so I do have the same curtains in the bathroom that would be for the teen or the second sim in the space. And by space, I mean house. So we're just going to be finishing up this bathroom. I feel like I gave myself a little bit like too much space in this bathroom for a little bit because everything's just kind of like against the wall and feels like kind of like a maze. But I feel like having this orientation that you'll see currently is the best way to do it. And now we're just going into the bedroom portion of the primary suite. So I wanted to use this other bed that came with the Life and Death pack, and so we're just going to be adding some storage or some side tables and going to be adding another photo gallery wall. This one is primarily to hide the framed TV in this space, and so I wanted to not make it look like so obvious, and because the bed is like kind of like off centered with the wall, I like kind of needed like the art to kind of help make it not look so off centered. So I feel like this is my favorite gallery wall that I did in this house, just to kind of disguise the TV. And so we're just going to be adding a few things on to the side tables. I decided to give this room wall sconces instead of like a lamp on the side table. I feel like it kind of helped with more of that like regal feel of the Victorian dark academia style. So we're just going to be adding some plants because of the greenhouse room or the like covered patio room that I did earlier off of the living room, and we're just going to be making these sides pretty similar to one another. It both have plants, they both have like a picture on them, and now we're just going to be adding a rug, and we are getting close to the end of the video. The last space we have is the backyard, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and if you want to play in this home, you can find all of the information down in the description. I'm trying to do more pack focused builds where it's just like one or two packs and kits, and so if you have any build suggestions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments. My gallery ID is green_rose_sims, and I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!